To wake my son up early in the morning with Kenny, Ricky. I got another nephew, Marquise. And sometimes little Richard be over there. The key thing you heard him say, we woke up and with the Bible study. Minister DeWine know, Minister Tay know. I made sure God was first in their life. See, the thing of it is as parents, we the first thing to teach a child. Whatever we teach a child, that's what the child can teach the world. See, the thing of it is this. You teach them right. You give them all the tools because, being a parent and even being married don't come with no handbook. So if you give your kids the right tools, they're going to live their life. But they know how far to go. See, the thing of it is he knew God. So let me tell everybody something real before we can be on the same page. I'm not going to be up here long. I don't try to prepare stuff. I just let the Spirit move. See, a lot of times what we do is we get caught up on the stuff that's down here. And see, we shouldn't get comfortable down here. You got to understand something. It don't matter how this casket look. It don't even matter what my son got on. It don't matter what we do and where we bury him at. Dig this here. He knew God. You had to have a relationship with God, an intimate relationship with God for yourself. I don't care if your mama or your daddy, whoever saved, you got to have a connection with God yourself. Because at the end of the day, you got to talk to him on your own. Period. I don't care what we do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to speak bad. I love everybody. Like, even time when you go to the cemeteries, even funeral homes, they'll tell you different things about waterproof this, waterproof that. But dig this here. That body ain't going up there. Come on now. This ain't even ours. We're a spirit. This is a vessel we working in. You understand what I'm saying? You can't take nothing that ain't pure up there with him. See, Tammy, you know we love this boy. But I'm going to give you comfort right here. It's somebody that love him more than we love him. That know every hair, can count every hair on his head. He knew what time he was going to be here and what time he was going to leave. So I'm speaking to y'all right now. See, you don't know what time you're going to leave. See, we get comfortable thinking we know what time somebody going to leave. You don't know what time somebody going to leave. I was expecting my nephew, my grandson to leave at 16. And I was expecting to come back here and my son 22. You don't know what time it is. We have to love one another while we're here. If we call ourselves children of God, the first thing it says is God speak of love. When they try to come against Jesus, try to trick him, I said, what's the best commandment? They try to trick him up. He told them, love the Lord. That is the greatest commandment, was just love. Love is the greatest commandment of all. It's sum of everything. How can you call yourself a child or a woman of God and you hate somebody? You're speaking bad about them, talking about them. The word tells you this. How can you love me? You don't even see me. You can't even love your brother that you see every day. No, the word tells you. Every day we can sit in church and read the Bible and quote scriptures and stuff like that. We get right in that parking lot, want to cuss somebody out and hate somebody. How can you judge somebody? You can't judge nobody. You can't look at my son's Facebook and judge him or whatever he did. People trip me out trying to judge people. Nobody in predicament here is perfect. You trying to judge somebody? Look at all the stuff God do for us that we don't even deserve it. He see that stuff we do in the dark. God is an awesome God. He loves everybody. So we keep saying that we love one another and we're a child of God. Come on, y'all. Tell you something about my son. And like I said, I used to get him up and I said, look, can't no boy, no man sleep around in my house. Get up. They had to cut grass. They did it. That's why when Charles said it, like when he had to go get him, he wasn't a disrespectful child. He had his ways, but he wasn't a disrespectful child. I made sure of that because I told him, when you go out in this world, me and your mama can't protect you all the time. You got to stand on your own. What I love about DeMark, man, let me tell you something. Now, he was an electrician. I'm going to tell you something. He was an electrician. Ain't no some stuff. He took a whole lot of stuff together and put it together. And the only reason why, Kenny, you know why y'all didn't have cable on it, because DeMark had ran my one cable bill like $180. Ordered some stuff he's in the order. So I made sure there wasn't no box down there when we moved. But I'm going to tell you something about DeMark when I said how gifted he was. We had bought a house in 2007. And the Comcast people came out and they was wiring the house up and they supposed to be hooking up to, surround sound, all this other connected. So it was taking a long time. So DeMark was like, Daddy, what's taking him so long? I said, I don't know, I'm about to go see. So the guy's sweating and he called his supervisor. I'm thinking like something wrong. Then he had to go up in his crawl space. And DeMark was like, my daddy ain't gonna go up there with you because if it's a raccoon or something, I'm scared of it. So I'm like, what is the problem? Well, the problem was he couldn't hook it up. So DeMark said, this is what you're doing wrong. So they had the supervisor and the supervisor tech there. DeMark showed them how to hook everything up in my house. Now this is a boy that was 13 years old. He was sitting there looking at a maze. And like I told DeMark, I said, DeMark, you can be anything you want to do. And I never judged my son. Never judged him. I said, you can do whatever you want. Like Friday before he died, I had text my son. And normally I get used to it. Like he might call back that day, he might call back the next day. So I wouldn't, and then he texted me right back. So it kind of like, I was like, whoa. And then I just said, I was like, what up, though? He was like, hey, Daddy, I love you. He got my new numbers. And he gave me his new numbers. And I said, I told him, I said, just watch people around you. I said, save your money, son. And I said, watch people around you. He said, Daddy, I hear you, and I love you. And I told him, I said, DeMark, and everybody know this, I said, DeMark, I'm a phone call away. And what was good about my son knew that it didn't matter what was going on in his life. He knew if he called me, I'm coming. No questions asked. He knew I'm coming. And DeMark, like Kenny said, the Hemphill and the Yost is a special type of family. I mean, I'll be honest with you, you got kids that's related on twice. They're special. I'm serious. It's a special group. It's a special group. And I want everybody to know, man, that we're gonna represent DeMark. He got 2 kids. We're gonna make sure they not go without anything. We gotta mean it. If you really love him like that, let's do that. Let's get around everybody. And what was so good, he had a big family. You hear how his stepfather come in later on in his life. My wife was there. Tammy. We got Robert, his wife. This is a blended family. See, let me explain what I like about it. You got to look at this. See, in the word it said, someone would plant the seed. I planted the seed in my son. And somebody might come water. You have like people like Robert and Charles come water. But God make the increase. See, the thing of it like this, like me and Minister DeWan always talk about, I can't reach my own kids. So somebody else can reach it. He might say something to Charles or Robert he probably didn't want to say to me. So as a parent, you can't get mad at that. Just love that someone is loving on your child. You got to understand that. See, you have people, and it's a blessing that she can have men after me, and she had 2 more men that would love her kids like they own. You can't. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I just thank everybody that's coming here, but you got to understand this. Listen to this. You got to have a connection with God. Amen. You got to have a connection with God. Like I said, I just want to read something to you. I didn't plan it, but let me break something down to you. I'm coming out of Matthew chapter 6. Talk about treasure in heaven. We are at verse 19. It said, do not store up yourself treasure on earth. I'll say it again. Do not store up treasure on earth. It said, well, moth and rust can destroy where thieves break in and steal. But store your trust in heaven. Store yourself treasure in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there's your heart will be also. You got to understand that. Listen, dig this here. It don't matter which way you turn and pray. Sometimes the names you may say, you can speak different languages and stuff like that. You got to understand this. You're trying to build something up in heaven, not down here. You can't take this stuff with you. See, just because you might have different titles on your name, and you know what I'm saying, people think they got titles on their name, and they may be a Q, maybe a Moore, maybe a Mason, maybe all that. But dig this here. They don't get you in the front of the line up there with God. God don't care about none of that. God cares about you having a relationship with God. Like he said, there's a lot of youth in here. I was wild too. Like I see my son's Facebook page, If that stuff was out when I was out there, everybody know my stuff would look just like that. Period. Probably worse.
Yes.
But then just here, y'all, something came to me like when y'all get a chance, read Jeremiah chapter 18. Talking about the potter house. See, we the potter. Let me tell you what he said. See, people say, what's the potter? That's when they make them clay, stuff like that.